always think of you when spring comes.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, which I'm sure you are, my name is Lennox Blake and I am autistic and I have ADHD. In today's video, I just wanted to share a couple tips on how to get an autism assessment and get diagnosed. Now, it is really hard, especially I live in the US, it's pretty hard to get an assessment and very expensive. So I just wanted to share a couple tips on how I got mine, and yeah, so let's get into it. So if you see me looking to the side, I wrote down notes this time so I don't get sidetracked and forget something. Okay, my number one tip is to advocate for yourself or your loved one, whoever you're trying to get an assessment for. As we know, this is really difficult. Not a lot of doctors are up to new research that has come out, especially since 2013, and a lot of them just think of the stereotypical traits. So like for instance, my daughter, I've been in denial for a really long time that she was autistic. She was late on her milestones and I put it off going to the pediatrician, which I know is not good. I admit it. So I took her, and we live in South Texas, and where I live there just happens to not be a lot of doctors, and her pediatrician, who we loved, who was my husband's pediatrician, happened to retire last year. I took her in and he was like, oh, I think she's fine. You know, I filled out the MChat, which is what they had me fill out for her, and she passed it. I don't know how she did. And so he's like, oh, I bet you it's just Asperger's. And I was like, as soon as I heard him say that term, I knew I wasn't going to get anywhere, because if you're not up to date, in 2013, I believe they just kind of cut that term out and everything is just ASD now. I just knew after he said that what I was wanting wasn't going to happen. So luckily my husband was there and he was like, no, say what you were going to say. And so I did, and I told him how she needs help. There's things that she really struggles with that are different than what I struggle with. So I'm learning how to help her as well as help myself. So, I pushed it on him, and he luckily referred us, which it took a lot. And I was willing to go if I needed to. If he shut me down, I was going to go to every pediatrician that I could until somebody referred her out. Now, luckily for her, she's under 3, so there's a program called ECI, Early Childhood Intervention, and I think depending on what state you live in, you can refer your own child. So I would look into that, because they have a lot of resources that can be really helpful. So number 2 kind of goes with number 1, shop around for the right doctor. It can be very discouraging being shut down. And like beforehand, what I did is I just Googled autism diagnosis in South Texas. And I did my research, and then I looked up doctors who specialized in autism. So I kind of went through this. It took me a long time to find this doctor, and luckily it was really helpful, but I wasn't just going to go see anyone, because I know from, excuse my dog barking in the back, he's so loud. I knew that from other people that this wasn't going to be an easy task, and I don't have the time and energy, honestly, for myself, because I'm already 28, to go from doctor to doctor. Now, with my daughter, it's different because she's a child and she's growing, and we needed the help. And so that's what I did. I just shopped around, and I highly suggest shopping around. Make phone calls. I know that's hard. I'm the worst with that, but shop around for the right doctor, especially in your area. Don't just go see a random person. Also, I don't know how true this is, but ignore the barking in the back. I don't know how true this is, but I did hear from someone that you're supposed to see a psychologist, not a psychiatrist, because a psychiatrist is not they don't specialize in stuff like that, and they're not supposed to diagnose it. So Google that, because I'm off the top of my head, I can't remember. And number 3 is if you're specifically a female, if you're a male too, it's fine. But if you're over the age of 18, there actually is a website called embrace-autism.com. I will link it below. And you can get a virtual diagnosis. Now, I don't know how much this costs. I don't know if they take insurance, but the doctor is a female and she's autistic herself. So who better to diagnose someone with autism than a doctor with autism? So highly suggest that. Like I said before though, I don't know. I do not know how much it costs. I don't know how long it takes. But definitely look into that, especially if you're in an area where you can't even get close to someone. So number 4, I'm going to do a separate video. I'm going to post these at the same time because they really go hand in hand. But I wanted a video, so if you guys wanted to come back to this, you would have a video on just this. But for myself, I made an autism binder, which I have talked about before in the past. This is what I did, and this is what I got the idea, I think, off TikTok. But this is how I got diagnosed. And then for my daughter, I just did a folder because I literally did it the night before. But what I did for her is, first, I have her chat in here, but I made a list of all this. I don't think you can see this. Of all the things that I noticed were traits for her, and also just different things that I saw that was different from my son, my niece, and my nephew, and just things that we struggle with, like she still sleeps with us. We still co-sleep with her, which is super frustrating because she's getting so big. And I can't, I've done everything in my power. This is why I wanted outside help, because she'll be 3 in August, and things like that obviously is a major change. We're also moving soon, and so I just wrote everything down. All the things she struggles with, I wrote down. And then also for her, because it's easier, she's a child, I've had a lot of pictures in my phone. So one of my daughter's traits is she has an emotional support item. So usually every morning after my son leaves for school, mostly then, she will pick up an item like an egg, our door jamb. I don't know if you guys can see this. She's in her diaper most of the time. She just hates clothes. A ketchup bottle, googly eyes. She found some googly eyes, and that's her emotional support item. That's what I call it. It's something that she carries around for hours, or it'll be next to her, but you're not allowed to take it away. Like one time she had a chicken leg and she just carried it around, and then I was able to put it on a plate, and it sat on the couch for 3 hours. So I have a group message with my mom and my sister, and so I used to send these. Luckily, I had a lot of these because I used to send them every day. Like, oh, today's emotional support item is this, you know, an egg or a Cetaphil container that was open. And then the way she plays, I also had pictures of that too, because she, like for Christmas, instead of like opening her presents, she took the presents and lined them up around her. That's like her thing. She likes to line them up like around her. Diapers, when we get a new box of diapers, she'll do that. Like with the blocks back there, she'll use me to like build the blocks, because she won't do it. She'll line them up in a line, but she won't. My son will build it, and you know, he'll make it crash down, and she thinks it's hilarious. But she can't, obviously, she won't do it herself. So yeah, I have Keurig K-cups that she likes to stack them up. That's like her thing. I have videos as well that I will be sending. We actually have an appointment tomorrow of her. She has like, I think, photographic memory. I'm not 100% obviously, but she can watch something once and then she will act it out. So that's another thing that is helpful for kiddos. Obviously for myself, I can't do that. So I did a binder, and what I did is I had my traits, like my timeline, the Samantha Crafts checklist, I'll have it linked below, Autism in Girls checklist, the DSM-5, the ASPE quiz, and then I had my mom write a letter just of my childhood and everything from her perspective. Now, if you don't have a parent, just somebody close to you who's been around, maybe a friend that you've had since you were a child, that was really helpful as well. So I will link this video in the description because I feel like this needs an in-depth video of everything because this was so helpful. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I wanted to ask you guys, I have been wanting to vlog a day in my life as an Aspie and going through my struggles with skin picking and being overstimulated and just everything I go through. If that's something you guys want to watch, please comment below because it's something I really want to do. But if you guys don't want to watch it, then I'm not probably not going to do it, put in all the effort. But if you guys have any questions or want to get a hold of me, it's easier to talk on Instagram. So I will put my handle here and please message me. I really like talking to you guys. It makes me feel like I'm not alone, and I know a lot of you feel the same way. So anyways, thank you guys. I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe and like and comment. It means so much to me.
I really wanted to get it right, trying to find some balance in my